Good afternoon, students. Today we want to discuss chapter number 4 from the Hornbill book, The Landscape of the Soul, for class 11th students. Dear students, today we want to discuss, read and explain the chapter The Landscape of the Soul, written by Nathalie Trouveroy. Nathalie Trouveroy is a famous European art author. She has written the two stories about the Chinese painting and the Western painting. Dear students, in this chapter I have divided into the four parts. This chapter has been divided into the four parts, not in the book but by a teacher. I want to explain first of all the stories related to the Chinese painting and the European painting. The story related to the Asian painting and the Western painting. The second part, what is the difference between the Western painting as well as the Chinese painting. The third part, the concept of sensui, the concept of the sensui which is described by the Taoism. And the fourth, the outsider art, rabrut, art brut. So the four parts of this chapter. Let us start the first part of the chapter related to the stories of the Chinese painting and the stories of the Western painting. Dear students, Wu Daoji was a great painter and the landscape was his last masterpiece, last painting. In the 18th century, the Chinese emperor, the Tang emperor, called Xuanzong, who ordered to make a painting of the landscape to decorate the wall of the palace. अपने महल की दीवार के ऊपर एक लैंडस्केप पेंटिंग बनाने का ऑर्डर किया था वू दाओजी को. वू दाओजी वाज ए ग्रेट पेंटर and who painted the landscape, and this painting was appreciated and praised by the Tang Emperor Xuanzong because there were the beautiful natural scenes in the painting like discovering forests and the path on the hilly area, flying birds, the waterfalls and floating clouds into the sky. This was very much appreciated by the king. And the painter said to the king that there is a cave in the painting and a spirit lives in the cave. After that, dear students, the painter clapped his hands and the entrance to the cave opened. The inside scenario was very splendid. बहुत ही शानदार नज़ारा था. This cannot be described through the words. शब्दों में इसको नहीं बताया जा सकता. The painter entered the cave, but the entrance closed behind him. Before the surprised king could move or speak a word, the painting was disappeared, and there was no trace of painting, and the artist was never seen again in this world. This is a story related to the Chinese painting. Now the story related to the Western painting. This Western painting story is totally contrast to the Chinese painting. What is the story? The story is related about a painter who painted the dragon on the panel, but he did not want to paint the eyes of the dragon. He was very much afraid that if he painted the eyes of the dragon, it could come out of the painting, it could fly. Because Western painting are based on the realism, based on the figures, based on the illusions, based on the sameness. The second story, in the 15th century in Antwerp city में 15वीं शताब्दी की एक कहानी है. There was a blacksmith called Quentin Matsys. Quentin Matsys was a blacksmith and who fell in love with the daughter of a great painter of the European. And the European painter did not want to get his daughter married to the blacksmith because he belonged to a low profession. One day, the blacksmith Quentin Matsys entered into the painting room of the European painter, and he painted a picture of fly on the latest panel. And when the painter entered in the studio, he found that the fly, it was looking like a real fly, and he wanted to kill the fly. But he came to realize that it was a painting made by the blacksmith Quantum Matsys, and he agreed to get married his daughter to the with the blacksmith, and blacksmith became a popular and very famous painter after that. This is the second story related to the Western painter. Now the student, let us discuss about the second part of the story. What is the difference between the Chinese painting and the European painting? The Chinese paintings are based on the mind and the spirit. We have to understand through the mind, we have to understand through the spirit, through the soul, and these are based on the spiritual concept of the life. These are based, they can be seen from any angle. These are based on morality and ethics. But on the other hand, the European paintings are based on the realistic illusionic likeness. What is the concept of the illusionic likeness? यानी कि इल्यूजन होता है, भ्रम होता है जो वेस्टर्न पेंटर पेंटिंग बनाते हैं, यानी कि रियलिटी होने का भ्रम होता है। सिंगल व्यू होता है उनका, केवल आंखों से देखा जा सकता है, ओनली फिगर बेस होता है, एक्चुअल व्यू होता है उनका, और आइज के दे कैन बी सीन थ्रू द आइज एंड एप्रिशिएट. दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द एशियन पेंटिंग और द वेस्टर्न पेंटिंग, चाइनीज पेंटिंग और द यूरोपियन पेंटिंग. Dear students, now the third part, Shen Shui. The concept of the Shen Shui has been described in this story. What is the Shen Shui? Shen Shui का जो मीनिंग होता है वो होता है माउंटेन एंड वाटर. माउंटेन एंड वाटर का मीनिंग होता है लैंडस्केप, यानी कि प्राकृतिक दृश्य, यानी कि माउंटेन और वाटर प्राकृतिक दृश्य. दिस इज नोन एज द लैंडस्केप इन द दाओइज्म कंसेप्ट. दाओइज्म कंसेप्ट के अंदर इसको लैंडस्केप कहा जाता है. माउंटेन का दूसरा नाम है यान और वाटर इट कॉल्ड है यिन. यान, व्हाट इज यान? माउंटेन वर्टिकल होता है, वार्म होता है, ड्राई होता है और इसको मस्कुलाइन पार्ट माना जाता है और बहुत ही एक्टिव होता है. यन फ्लूइड होता है, द्रव्य होता है, हॉरिजॉन्टल होता है और गीला होता है और इसको फेमिनाइन कंसेप्ट माना जाता है. और देर इज ए वन कंसेप्ट इन द Shen Shui, इट इज कॉल्ड ए मिडल वाइड, यानी कि मध्य का केंद्र बिंदु. इंटरेक्शन टेक्स प्लेस, यन इज मेल और यन इज फीमेल, एंड दिस पॉइंट इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट वेयर द इंटरेक्शन टेक्स प्लेस बिटवीन यन एंड यिन. और यूनिवर्स का निर्माण होता है, सृष्टि का निर्माण होता है. इसी लेसन्स में एक और नेथेली ट्रेवरे ने डिस्क्राइब किया है कि जैसे प्राणायाम होता है, वी ब्रीद इन एंड वी रिटेन द ब्रीथ एंड वी लिव द ब्रीथ. हम सांस लेते हैं, सांस रोकते हैं, सांस छोड़ते हैं. जब हम सांस लेते हैं, जब हम रोकते हैं, फिर हम छोड़ते हैं. जब हम सांस को रिटेन करते हैं, ब्रीथ को रिटेन करते हैं, तो वहाँ पर इंटरेक्शन प्लेस होता है और एक योगा प्राणायाम का सक्सेसफुल कंसेप्ट होता है. ऐसे ही सृष्टि का निर्माण होता है. व्हेन देयर इज इंटरेक्शन बिटवीन मेल एंड फीमेल, इट इज द बिल्डिंग ऑफ द यूनिवर्स. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इन दिस स्टोरी द ऑथर हैज ट्राइड टू मेक अस अंडरस्टैंड दैट मैन इज द आई ऑफ द लैंडस्केप. इंसान को लैंडस्केप की आइज माना गया है और मैन इज द मिडल वाइड and it is the conduce of the communication between the heaven and the earth. आसमान के बीच में, पृथ्वी के बीच में जो केंद्र बिंदु है वो इंसान है और इंसान की वजह से सृष्टि का निर्माण होता है. और दिस इज द एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ द कंसेप्ट ऑफ द लैंडस्केप ऑफ द सोल इन द दाओइस्ट कंसेप्ट इन द चाइनीज पेंटिंग. इट वाज मेड अंडरस्टैंड. द लास्ट एंड द फोर्थ पार्ट, स्टूडेंट्स, इट हैज बीन रिटन about a outsider art, getting inside outsider art. Getting inside outsider art, This was the article written by Vrinda, and we want to make you understand about a different type of art. It is known as a outsider art. इसको रॉ आर्ट भी कहा जाता है, आर्ट ब्रूट भी कहा जाता है. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इन 1940 में दिस आर्ट वॉज इन्वेंटेड बाय द फ्रेंच पेंटर बाय जीन दुबुफे. इसके द्वारा इसका इन्वेंशन किया गया था 1940 में. और ये कौन सी आर्ट है? दिस आर्ट इज मेड बाय द स्कल्पचर स्टोन. पर्वतों पर जो पत्थर होते हैं उनको, और रिसाइकल्स मटेरियल, जो अनयूज मटेरियल है उसको रिसाइकल करके इस आर्ट को बनाया जाता है. ईयर्स एगो, काफ़ी साल पहले, द जंगल वॉज क्लियर्ड, द फॉरेस्ट वॉज क्लियर्ड बाय ए ग्रेट पर्सन, एंड ही यूज्ड द स्कल्पचर्ड स्टोन्स as well as the recycled material. Actually what is a art brute, what is a outsider art? बच्चों मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ outsider art क्या होती है. Outsider art, this is not compared to the art. Outsider art, those artists who does not have formal education, who are not any techniques, who are not creative, they make the art on the basis of their experience. And this is a totally different art from the general art. And this art is maintained by the recycled material or the sculptured stones. तो काफ़ी साल पहले जंगल को क्लियर करके हिंदुस्तान के इतिहास में पहली बार नेकचंद द इन्वेंटर ऑफ द आउटसाइडर आर्ट इन इंडिया. भारत में आउटसाइडर आर्ट के निर्माता नेकचंद को कहा जाता है. हु क्रिएटेड ए पैराडाइज ऑन द अर्थ. पृथ्वी पे एक स्वर्ग का निर्माण किया जिसका नाम है रॉक गार्डन. द रॉक गार्डन हैज बीन मेड बाय नेकचंद जैन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द रिसाइकल्ड मटेरियल, ब्रोकन बेंगल्स एंड ब्रोकन मटेरियल्स एंड स्कल्पचर स्टोन्स. सो दिस वाज वेरी मच popularized. It became a famous. Neckchand Jain became very much famous after creating the paradise of the rock garden. Thousands of the people come to visit every year to watch the rock garden. This is a raw art. This is a art brute. This is a outsider art. Outsider art does not require any creativity, any mind. It does not require any formal education and formal training. Right? But it became very much famous, even more than the general art. Dear students, in 2005 यूके बेस्ड मैगजीन है जिसका नाम है स्प्रिंग 2005. नेकचंद जैन वॉज डिक्लेयर ए बिगेस्ट कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटर टू द आउटसाइडर आर्ट इन द वर्ल्ड, एंड इज रॉक गार्डन स्कल्पचर. द टाइटल ऑफ द मैगजीन वॉज वीमेन बाय द वाटरफॉल. वीमेन बाय वाटरफॉल यानी कि it was given a special respect of the art by this magazine, and various type of movies, programs, cultural programs, artistic programs have been shown on the basis of the outsider art related to the rock garden. This article was written by Brinda Suri in the Hindustan Times 20th August 2005, or about the outsider art or raw art or art brute. So this is the end of the chapter. Dear students, I have tried to make you understand the brief summary of the chapter related to all the issues and the parts, like the stories, like the differences between the Western art and the Asian art, and the concept of Sansui has been made understand, and the fourth outsider art or the brute arts. So student, I have tried my best to make you understand the full concept, and you are advised to read the full text of the story and related questions and answer. And the main important questions might be related to this chapter. I want to make you explain. The important questions are there. Contrast between the Chinese view of art and the European view with examples. Second question, The explain the concept of sens sui. Third, what do you understand by the term outsider art and the art brute? And fourth, who was untutored genius? Untutored होता है uneducated people can create the outsider art. Who created the paradise? Nek Chand was the untrained, talented person who created the rock garden in form of the paradise. This is the fourth questions. And two more questions related to this chapter, maybe the long, maybe extrapolative nature. The emperor may rule over the territory he has conquered, but only the artist knows the way within. Second, the landscape is an inner one, spiritual one and conceptual one. Chinese painting is based on the inner art. We can understand the art through the mind and the spirit, and there is a hidden message, hidden aim of the art. It is based on the spiritual concept of the universe, and it is based on the ethics. It is based on the any angles it can be viewed, it can be understood. Thank you students, have a good day.